Hey guys, it's Christina, Vox and Sticks, Vox and Guest, and tonight a quickie with Vox. We have a very special episode of, if that's what this is, a very special show tonight because, first of all, we're here with two of my three favorite musicians. We have two Bravo, not three Bravo. We're going to pop them up in a second. But I wanted to frame up the evening for everyone a little bit. So, this Quickie with Vox thing, what we do is we premiere either selections from, or in certain cases, the entirety of an EP. And this one I asked to do. A lot of times, well, every other time really, the band will come to me and say, hey, can we do a song, or can we do the EP or whatever? But I asked for this one because first of all, you guys know how great Craig is, Three Bravo's bass player. Huge member of the community, supports everybody. Just a really good guy. And for anybody who watched the Three Bravo Vox and Guest interview, you know that this is a family band. We got dad and two brothers, and they have written an EP that I have not heard yet. But we've all listened to Awake, which if you haven't, you're missing out, and you will be doing that tonight and then after tonight. This is a very special EP. And the reason this is a very special EP is because it is dedicated to a very special person. So before they even come on screen, I'm just going to give a little bit of background, so bear with me, and then we can get to some of the music. So Craig and his dad, Dennis, who's the guitar player for Three Bravo, and his brother Josh, who's the drummer and the singer, all love a little boy named Conner. And Conner, from everything I know, is an amazing kid. Just loves fishing and, wanting to be a pilot and being great at computers and just having a whole bunch of different skills and interests, and just a terrific all-around person, loving and kind and wonderful. And we lost Conner last June of 2023. And anytime you lose someone, the world gets dimmer for it. But when you lose a child, there's no way to describe that. There isn't even a word for it. So what Craig and Dennis and Josh have decided to do is to honor Conner and his life, and to chronicle their grief and their healing, which are both very much still in process, with this album called Stoneside. And I know Craig, I know Dennis and Josh now too, and I love this family. And nothing that I'm going to say here tonight is going to make anything that's happened to them better, but I want us to focus this night on Conner and his life, not just the fact that we've lost him, because I think that's part of what the EP is about. So we're all going to take a very deep breath. We're going to just take tonight as it comes. But I know two things. I know that this is going to be something that's full of love, and I know that it's going to be really good music, because that's what Three Bravo does. So with all that said, let us bring two of Three Bravo on screen right now. If they're still here and haven't left yet, they're still here and haven't left yet. So that's good. And hi, Mama in the background. You don't have to pop away. We can absolutely keep you here. I'm so happy to have you, Vicky. So let's say hi to Dennis and Craig, and Vicky too.
Hey, everybody. How's it going, guys?
So thanks for waiting out my long preamble, but I just want to make sure everybody knows what we're doing here tonight. So I just want to thank you guys, first of all, for allowing us to do this, because I've been hearing about this EP for a long time, and I don't know if excited is the right word, but I've really been anticipating it, and I'm based on the song that I know already. I know we're in for just something amazing tonight. But so, how's everybody doing? You guys seem much more together than I am, which is a little bit fucked up, but that's okay. But yeah, so just quickly, I know I said it, but why don't you introduce yourselves again to everybody, even though I know, Craig, everybody knows you, but just let everybody know a little bit about you, and we'll go from there.
Who, me first?
Oh, wait, we got to do it, Craig, because Josh isn't here to do it with you. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Go ahead, Dennis.
Okay.
Synchronized pointing.
I'm Dennis, the guitarist for 3 Bravo. The other 2 members are my sons, whom I'm very proud of. A lot of what we've been doing has been a lot of fun. I wouldn't say that this album, Stoneside, is in the fun-oriented area. And Christina, thank you so much for that wonderful preamble.
I have no idea what I said because I should probably learn by now. I need to start writing things down, but I love you guys. So it is literally almost the least that I could possibly do, but you're very welcome.
It was, you didn't miss a note, so to speak. So it's very much appreciated.
Well, I'm with you guys and you never miss a note. So I got to get my game up. I got to step it up. So yeah. So yes, very proud of Josh and Craig and we don't have Josh tonight. Josh is, I assume, working because Josh is almost always at work, right? Yeah. So, okay. So we do not have our singer and our drummer, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Josh is a machinist and loves his work.
Yep. No, and that's okay. I will make sure to reach out to Josh after this and let him know that he was missed, but you guys can do that too. All right, Gregory. I'm trying to make that a go as a nickname.
It has been attempted before, so
it's true. I think Josh wanted me to use Craigifer. I think that was the one, but I like Craig.
Yes,
I don't know,
that is another one. I'm Craig, bass guitarist, also lyricist for probably close to half of our songs.
Social media maven.
Social media guy, all that kind of stuff. So if you see something from 3 Bravo, it's usually me, sometimes Josh, very occasionally Dad. But
they let you into the computing machine, huh?
Had to remove him a little bit.
Okay. We got to censor Dennis a little bit there. Yeah, a little bit. Good. Do some posts for Crystal Rush or whatever. But yeah, and of course we have an assistant behind you, Craig.
Yeah,
who's my buddy who just played me on his brand new bass, Iron Man. So the force is strong in the Bowden family. I mean, we do not miss here. They know what they're doing. So, okay. I love how you were like, okay, kids, once we start, you can't be on camera. And I was like, good luck with that. It's not going to happen. We any Bowdens we get on camera, we're good with. So don't even worry about it. But okay. It's the parent count. Okay, so we have some business to get to tonight. But this album, I love the name. I wish it weren't the name. I wish this whole EP didn't have to exist, obviously. But Stoneside, when you told me what the title was going to be and why, that was just... So why don't you let everybody know why you titled the EP what you did?
Yeah, so a lot of times what I'll do is, maybe after running an errand or something, I'll stop in, where Connor's been laid to rest and go and talk at his graveside. But the word graveside it didn't really fit. No. But headstones, they're made of stone, and so it's a reflection of going to his stone side and continuing our relationship. It's also the title track of the EP, where I decided to brave it and go ahead and sing again. So,
which I'm really glad that every time you do, I'm always happy that you do it. Josh is a tremendous singer, but your voice needed to be on this one, definitely. So I'm really glad that it is. So let's say hi to some folks in the chat, and then we're going to get to the music, and we're just going to take it as it comes. I do have to say, if at any point we need to take a break, we need to stop, we need to whatever, you guys let me know. I got you. And if I need to stop, I will just get my crap together. I will figure it out. But honey, yeah. So Kimmy, Mama's Maiden is here. Hi, Kimmy. It's good to see you, sweetheart. She loves 3 Bravo. So do we. Kurt from Crypt 13 is already clamoring. There's clamoring for song. Tracy, High Subtlety is here, sending love.
Thanks, everybody.
And hi, Barker says good evening, but I heard it in that like good evening voice. Joey's here. Freaky Things. More love. Let's do a couple more. Shannon, thank you for staying up, sweetheart. She's in England, Dennis. So, yeah, late there. Yeah. And Stephen, too, also in England, Burlos Band. Love and respect to 3 Bravo. Absolutely. Okay. So we're going to start. We're going to start with the first song, which is called You Are Eternal, correct?
That is correct.
Do you want to say a little something about it before we play it?
Do you have anything you want to say, Dad?
I do. This one is an all Josh creation, and that's a little unusual. He's got his own side project for Vitalivore,
right?
And but this one, everything kind of downloaded to him. This song was actually created while Conner was alive, in Conner's presence, because Conner would go out to the garage to visit Josh, where Josh was visiting and living with Craig at the time. So this is all Josh on this one.
Okay. And and we got to give big ups to Josh, because as difficult as all the writing and the instrumentation and everything with this EP must have been to do as a singer, thinking about having to sing this, I don't envy everything that Josh had to do to get what I'm sure are his usual tremendous vocals on these songs. So let us begin. And remember, we're here to celebrate Conner, so we're going to do that right now. So let's start off with You Are Eternal.
Was it fate when you slipped away? In the blink of an eye, a great day, most haunting night, disappear, taken, swept under.
I'm fine. Fine. I'm fine. I'm
Me
fine.
too.
I can't cry on song 1. We have 6 more to get through, damn it. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. So, that a cappella section just um there's so much in that song. I one of the things that I was so struck by with Awake, and I'm struck by it here too, is that, and I think this is a Bowden thing, just from what I know of the 3 of you, is that you don't shy away from any side of anything, right? So you're feeling all the joy, all the pain, all the everything all the time. And that ability to not only do that, but to communicate that in the music, um, is something that you cannot do unless you genuinely live like that. And to I mean, my eyes were closed for the whole thing of that. And to hear Josh talking about, you know, when we grieve, the world stops for us, right? Like it's just everything stops. And then around us, it all just keeps going. And there's this incomprehensibility to that. Like, how can things keep going when this thing that has ended everything on our side has happened? Like, how is it still people are going to work and getting Starbucks and whatever? And so to hear, that like through the grief the world keeps turning, and I'm hearing him in that section where he's talking about, wishing he were still dreaming because it's a nightmare when he's awake, like I felt every single bit of that. I don't know how he got through that. I don't know how you guys.
many tries.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where a song may usually take, every song we've ever done, there's been several takes because we like to get it right.
Yeah.
But I told Josh, I said, you need to let your emotions through.
That's exactly right.
And if you choke, if you don't redo it, just
Leave it. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
No, I think it was because that's part of it. That's part of it. You don't pretty this up. It's real. So,
Right.
Craig, you were gonna say something?
Oh no, just agreeing with you. You have to live it. You have to experience it. You have to put it on those sleeves and show it.
Yeah.
It's the only way that it's genuine.
No,
Well,
that's
the only way to really share with other people, to get through to other people, to convey what it is that we're actually experiencing.
No, and I think the only way out of something is through it, right? And I don't think there's an out to grief, not for something like this, but the shape of it changes all the time, right? And I so admire the 3 of you, and we talk about the 3 of you because it's the band, but this is a whole family. This is a big family, and everybody is feeling it. And the fact that you all are generous with your grief, which might sound like a weird thing to say, but we've all grieved. If you live, you grieve. And to have people who are willing to put that process into music and then share it with everybody, it's really a gift. And to be giving of yourselves at a time where you could be being about as selfish as humanly possible and nobody would fault you for it, is something that I just will endlessly love and admire every single Bowden, that I know for. And even the ones making noise in the background. So, okay, let's go to the comments. We're gonna keep it together. Hi, Tom. Tom says, "Beautiful song, guys. It really is. It really is." Heather Shallow Points is too cool. Love it. Hi, Heather. Kathleen Turner Overdrive, again, one of my favorite band names ever, says ethereal. That's a really good word for it too. Barker says the playing on this is perfect. Holy cow, those harmonies. Yeah. And I love that all of this is just the whole family, you know. Kurt says reminds him of a sea shanty about heading into battle. Is that a thing? It is now. Awesome tribute. Love it. Harmonies are so perfect. Yeah, really beautiful. That section I was not, yeah, like Drew just said, music dropping out at the end, perfect. Not expecting it at all. But the suddenness of it, I think, you know, was well placed, you know, like a rug being pulled out from under, which is a really light way of describing what you guys have been through in the last year and change. But Steven says you are eternal, and he is right about that. So Shannon says, wow. And Tracy is still sending love. So hi, Richie, beautifully written. Yeah, I mean, it's if Josh were here, I would give him a big virtual hug, but we will just let him know. So okay, we've done one. We're still upright. We're good. You want to move on to song 2? Shall we go to Beautiful Life? Okay. All right. So talk to me a little bit about this one.
That's you, Dad.
Yeah, I wrote the lyrics for this one.
Okay.
I wanted a song to just kind of talk about him a little bit, and Josh's song hit the grief so hard. Yeah. I just wanted to come back with a little bit. Yeah, but remember how beautiful everything was while he was with us, and that's just kind of what this one is. It's a really light tune. There's nothing heavy about this one. It's just I wanted to hit some of the highlights of Conner's life.
I mean that, yeah, yeah. I mean that, and that's important. That's really important because again, I'm sure that you know you've all had a lot of talking about losing him, but we're going to talk about having him too. I love that. So let's do that. Let us hear about Conner and his beautiful life.
I didn't know before, like how you wanted to be a pilot, not stuck on the ground, but ready to soar. When I couldn't find a reason to smile, you'd give me one just by being around. You had a way of cutting through the gloom with a hug, a joke, a visit, or just hanging out for a while. You'd paint our blues a different color with shades of green, your favorite hue. You'd use your brush like no other, with simple strokes drawing something new. Every day an empty canvas, more possibilities to explore. A splash over here, a drop over there, a masterpiece created effortlessly with natural light. A life with you was so beautiful. Having you around was so wonderful. Then even now your spirit's here. We feel you, 'cause you make it so. You always did. We still need you. Don't ever change. Saw your summer bucket list, work out, learn guitar, catch a bus. Many simple things not to be missed. You thought the simple things made life amazing. You were such a goal maker, but it was never just about yourself. Making everybody else's life better, your priority, not just words you live. widest grin. Arms around loved ones, holding them tight. We still feel those arms and hear your voice. Some things will never fade. Our love for you will never fade.
I'm fine. Sorry, guys. I believe very strongly never pushing into the circle when people are grieving, but you tricked me, Dennis, because you were like, this is, just a light and breezy, whatever. And, it doesn't have to be sad to be sad, I saw that little boy, the bucket list and the simplicity of it. And that's one of the things that kids do, right? Is they boil everything down to its essence, because that's what being a kid is. Everything is kind of, very much in the moment. Kids are born existentialists, and I listening to the lyrics, and they're beautiful, Dennis. I mean, they're beautiful. And I love that was your conversation with Conner, and I'm remembering the stories that you were telling me, the last time that we all met, about how, Josh would be out in the garage and he'd be having a really crappy day. And it was like Conner just knew somehow, and he would go out and he'd be like, "Hey, Uncle Josh, how's everything going?" And just make him feel better with his kindness, or, I think, Craig, you had a surgery and you came home and he came running in and dropped everything. And the first thing he did was he came over and he was like, "How you feeling, Dad?"
Yeah.
That's the little boy that I heard in that song, oh, I loved the feel of that. I loved how there was nothing overly ornate about the track. Everything stood on its own. You really got to pay attention to the lyrics. And the spoken section, again, I could see it, and I'm not a person that visualizes things easily. It's just not a skill set that I have. But him with this giant grin and his arms around everybody, you are sharing him with all of us too, not just your process about him. And that's part of why I have been pressing everybody so hard this week to be here, because every single person who hears these songs is going to know Conner a little bit and keep him with us, and this song is just so beautiful because and you said at the very beginning, Dennis, like, I'm learning things about you that I never knew. And that's something that always strikes me when you lose someone and then you talk to people that aren't in your immediate orbit with that person. It's somebody that they know from school or work or wherever. And then you hear a story about this person that you thought you knew better than anybody, that you never heard before. And you get to see a side of them through the other person's eyes that gives you a whole new perspective on that person that you love so much. And it's just it was simple, but you captured so much in that. So much in that. And I love that song is on this album, because we were just saying before we started taping or rolling, right, Craig, it's all about balance, right? Whether it's pasta or life, it's all about balance. And having that, that's Conner smiling in the middle of all of everybody crying. And I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that so much. So let's go to the chat, which is probably not always hilarious tonight, but Kathleen Turner Overdrive says, "Feel honored to share this." Thank you for that. I do too. So Shannon says, "Really beautiful words and a wonderful tribute."
Thank you.
Heather says, "This really hit me in the feels, a beautiful tribute to your loved one." Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Dashing Skull Club. Heartfelt and beautiful. Heartfelt 100%. Drunk and Lonely Drew says, "Beautiful lyrics and fantastic heartfelt performances." Yeah, I mean, a fantastic tribute, says Kurt Crypt 13. Love, love, love. Barker really digs the vocals and the lyrics are stunning. Bravo. Three bravos. Burlos Band Steven says, "That song was laid bare. Thank you for sharing, my friends." Yeah, and I mean, look, Kurt says it too. The lyrics pull me in easily. It makes me feel the emotions you're going through. Yeah. I know, Kurt. You are. We love you, Kurt. Kurt's been there too. So, I think, something to say here is that, and I make the point of this all the time, listening to Three Bravo and listening to this album or any of them or whatever is not about sympathy or pity. The music is also just really, really friggin' good, as you're all hearing again tonight and have heard from everything that they've done. But yeah, the resonance of this is obviously especially important and special. So, okay, that was Beautiful Life. I really love that that's there, and I love that each of you so far has had a conversation with Conner. And I love that that's. I'm amazed that you guys are able to write any of this, play any of this, sing any of this. But yeah. Okay, we shall keep going. We're gonna do "Watching Over Me," song 3. And are you gonna tell Dennis he has to talk again, or are you gonna say something?
I'll take this one.
Okay.
You got it.
So "Watching Over Me" is actually a cover song.
Okay.
When you've showcased us, we've heard a couple of times a common theme that Iced Earth is pretty present in what we do. And "Watching Over Me" is actually a song by Iced Earth that we decided to cover and do our best. And but the lyrics of the song actually hit so perfect. And it's a band that all three of us have seen, that all three of us have enjoyed.
Okay.
And we just knew that this was one that we needed to include because of the topic. They had gone through a loss as well.
Okay.
And so, we kind of meld those worlds together with this. So.
Okay. Well, considering how successful "We All Die Young" was as a cover by you guys, to the point where I refused to refer to it as a cover when I reviewed it, because I felt like it was, they had that weird demo of your song just well in the past. I am sure that this one is going to be just as great. So let us listen to "Watching Over Me," 3 Bravo.
A great man a short time ago, a tragic day he died. The saddest time of my life. For weeks and weeks I cried. Through the anger and through the tears, I felt his spirit through my fears. I swear he's watching me, guiding me through hard times. I feel it once again, it's overwhelming me. His spirit's like the wind, the angels guarding me. Oh, I know, he's watching over me. Oh, I know, he's watching over me. Shared dreams like old
Love me a fade out. Sorry, I was lost there for a little bit. We got Iron Man coming in out of frame. Well, I don't know what the original sounds like, but I don't care. That's the song for me now. I'm good. I completely understand why you picked that. I completely understand. And overwhelming is such a good word, because I, as someone who finds life overwhelming on the best days, I can certainly think back to times when that level of just trying to get through every day is so raw, and how overwhelming that is. But let me also say, because I haven't thought to say it yet, the musicianship in this band is ridiculous. It's just it feels banal almost to discuss the music when the album is about what it's about, but we shouldn't not do that. Dennis, that's so well, the solos, but I mean amazing. Just you have nimble fingers, my friend. And Craig, I know you're always working on your bass and learning new tricks and honing your talents or whatever. And I hear it. Like I hear it with every new thing. And you started off great, so don't get me wrong. It's like, oh, thank God you took lessons. But I'm saying, I hear and I understand the drive that you have in that too. And I hear it, on this EP so far already. And again, Josh just, again, having listened to Vitalivore and the vocals in there, which if you guys have not watched their interview yet, and you should, it's not this Josh, it's a whole other Josh. And just to have clean vocal, to have clean vocals like this, and its harmonies are so, I'm a sucker for harmonies too. But another thing that I noticed in this, and it's so far 3 for 3, and it's really 4 for 4 because I know Awake as well, is that a through line in all of this, that gives me such a strong sense of Conner, is this idea that even though he's forever 14 now, there seems to have been almost a preternaturally mature element to him, something like old soulish. And I get that from I got that from our conversations before, and then from this idea of watching over me, and it's a theme that comes back in Awake too, obviously. But that I get the sense that, and I'm sure also a super goofy guy and funny and a kid too.
100%.
But there are those kids, I have one, where you look at them sometimes and go, where did you come from exactly? And how many times have you been here? And I'm not even to say I believe one way, I'm just saying, it's like there's something about your kid where you're like, okay, this one's a little bit different in a great way. And I get that sense of Conner so much from everything that you guys relate, that he sounded almost like a 35-year-old guy trapped in a 14-year-old body sometimes, Yep. And if any of that is remotely accurate, that's down to not perception on my part, but expression on yours.
You're 100% right.
He was like, yeah, I mean, that's a remarkable thing to me, to be so wise, so young, wow. Okay. I loved that. I loved everything about that. I thought that was tremendous. And I also liked having a little tiny bit of distance in there, something about it being a cover. I got a moment to kind of be like, okay, let us go to the chat. I want to see what people are saying about Watching Over Me. Tension Splash says, have to split. Sorry, I missed you then. But our hearts are with you, 3 Bravo. This is brave, strong music, what music is all about and what it's for. Very well said and very, very true. Thank you, Tension Splash. Stephen Burlos Band acknowledging, absolutely, wow, this takes real strength to do this EP. I mean, the fact that they're upright, never mind here, never mind making an album, is just, they've heard me say it too many times at this point, I think. But, and for Craig, you've got to be on the quit smoking train. You've got to be racked up some time at this point now, right? You decided to take that on too, or did we have a...
We had a little bit of a relapse, but getting back on track.
That's okay, but you know what? You're trying it in the middle of everything else. I kudos to you for any day that you haven't smoked. We're gonna go with that. But so yeah, like they didn't have enough going on. They're also like overhauling their lives and whatever and and all of that. So sorrow. Hi Neil. Just lots of hearts and fire. Joe, Freaky Things, perfect song to cover for this EP. Yeah, absolutely. Crypt 13 loves the chorus, so much emotion. Yeah, that's my favorite part too. See, Blind Shadow Vortex and I agree, and now it's canon. This is not a cover. You guys own this. This is just, this is all the royalties should go to 3 Bravo for the song now, and I have said it, and therefore it is canon now, and that agrees. Richie says so very powerful. Definitely powerful. Shannon also saying powerful lyrics. The song fits perfectly on the EP. Can really feel so much emotion in the way you guys perform and play and sing this cover. Just wow. Yeah, I mean, again, when I heard We All Die Young, and especially given the story behind it, it's not on the EP, but that's okay. We can sidestep to talk about it for a second. You know that for anybody who doesn't know, that was a song that before Conner was lost, they had a poll up on what cover to do, and it was a squeaker, and by one vote, We All Die Young won, and I think we all know who cast that vote. So this is another great cover from 3 Bravo, and same thing where it really, when you guys I've heard you cover anything now, you make it your own, which is, especially as someone who has done covers pretty much her entire life, that's not easy to do, and especially in this context. So yeah, fantastic. Did we have anything else from the chat to pop up, honey? Oh, Dashing Skull Club also has to go, but their hearts are with you. 3 Bravo, you turn your grief into some great music. Absolutely. Yeah, we had a lot of people staying up very late to be here at all. So we don't feel bad about having to leave, guys. We completely understand. So okay, I have the feeling from the title, this next one is going to be maybe a little bit tricky. It's called Grief and Love, and who wants to fill me in a little bit on this one? Okay,
I'll take that one, Chris. My wife Vicky actually wrote the lyrics to this song.
Oh wow!
And okay. I didn't write the music until she had produced those. And as soon as I read through what she had written, it just
downloaded itself into your brain again, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All your best stuff does that. Okay. So wow. So this is a Vicky song.
Yes.
I love that. Okay, guys, you will remember Vicky. She was the possessed woman. Salem witch trials, possessed woman. I want to get to it then. I want to hear what Vicky's conversation with Conner is. So let us play from Stoneside, Grief and Love. 3 Bravo.
Stabbing shards of glass. Grief hits when I think of you, teaching things I never knew. It seems odd, but I'm thankful too, 'cause when grief hits, your love shines through. Missing you as days go by, like gone out too soon. Missing you as time drifts by. Light was taken away. Still shadows are cast anyway. Grief hits when I think of you, teaching things I never knew. It seems odd, but I'm thankful too, 'cause when grief hits, your love shines through. taking over us. Grief hits when I think of you, teaching things I never knew. It seems odd, but I'm thankful too, 'cause when grief hits, your love shines through. Sorrow means there was deep love, but that don't stop the pain. But every now and again, your sun shines through my rain.
Craig, the photo on the album, is that what I think it is? Yeah, that knocked me over. It's like listening to someone read their diary, you know. I got all of that. You know, and again, I just keep coming back to the strength of this little boy, you know, that even in all of this, you know, even not physically here, his spirit is so strong that even in the midst of just bottomless grief, his love shines through that. And that's a spectacular person. That's not everybody can do that. Not everybody can
No.
cut through like that. And I was not expecting that picture. And I was not expecting that everyone would have a voice on this album. And I love that you've done that. I love that. I love that Grandma got to say something, you know. And Vicky, I don't know if you're still in earshot, but that was absolutely beautiful. Hi, sweetheart. I wish with everything I am that I could take this away from you guys, but I'm so grateful that you all have each other to do this with. Even though I wish you didn't have to. And just that's what kept grabbing me in that track was just how strong this little boy is. You know, how strong and just the raw emotion of all of this, you know. It's an interesting dichotomy to straddle, to be expressing such intense grief and also to be showing glimpses of healing like you are, you know. And there's this duality to every track that we've heard so far, especially the ones that you guys wrote yourselves, where, you know, I'm falling in love with this little guy, you know, just from the way that even in this horrible situation, he's making it okay somehow. That's staggering to me. Like, it's staggering to me. Again, I'm not going to be able to say, I can't say anything intelligent on a good day, but holy shit, guys. But I mean, the fact that you're able to do this and to do it so well, and to pour every bit of feeling that you have into everything that you're playing and everything that Josh is singing and everything that each of you, has written so far for it. You've done him so proud. We're not even done with this EP, and you've done him so proud, guys. And I'm proud of you, and grateful that you're giving this to everybody. So let's go to the chat, honey, if we can. Kurt says, love and respect. Words are not enough to express the emotions and feelings, but the songs capture perfectly your love and pain and celebration of a life that will never be forgotten. Respect and love. Very, very well said, Kurt. Very well said. Thank you for that. Shannon says, wow, you guys are so strong and brave. This again is beautiful. So much emotion. She has to go, but sends so much love and respect. 3 Bravo. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for staying up, sweetheart. I hope you're not working too early in the morning. I know it's very late there. Johan, thank you for staying up. Says amazing song. Yeah. I mean, sometimes, and love to Vicky from Tracy. Absolutely. Yeah, I really love that all of your voices are on this. I love it. You know, I think it had to be that way, right? It had to be the whole family. So, wow. Okay. We're all gonna take a breath. I think the chat should do that with me. I think we should literally, no joke, all just do that. Let's all take a very deep breath right now. Just bear with me because it'll help. Here we go. Okay. All right. We're good. We don't have to be good. It's not about being good, but we're together and we're in it, and we're gonna move to a song I'm a little bit terrified, I will admit, just based on the title, to listen to. But talk to me about Mother Love.
I'll take it, I guess. So Mother Love is actually the lyrics from Connor's mom. She's my ex-wife. We had shared custody 50-50. And so this is basically her expression to Conner. And she actually got up the courage to sing it herself.
Oh, wow.
And so it is actually her vocals with a little bit of Josh in the background doing some emphasis with some screaming.
Okay.
So,
Everything
recommend seatbelts and tissues.
Yeah. Good man, Craig. Knowing all of our past conversation, everything, and that this is on this album, good man. Okay, let's do our best. We're gonna listen to Mother Love from Stoneside.
Darkest days, untamed chaos. I'm on my knees, screaming to God to bring you home. 20 hours on, they announce the loss. Your lifeless body found, I wanted to be numb. Instead my heart shattered, face so unkind. Unstoppable tears began to flow. Endless questions filled my mind. Such pain only a mother can know. Grief tore everything down and rearranged my world. The pain had transported me to a different universe. They say it will pass, that it won't last. But even if it passes, I say it's a curse. And time, what a thief, by passing by too quickly. It robs us just when we need it most. Don't be fooled into believing the good times of our lives will last. Aches of grief, intrusive sorrow, insidious thief of my peace. between your life and the moment it ceased. I've learned a monster lives inside of me. Sending thorns through my veins. Can't force it away, 'cause it's mother love. So I hold on tight to bone piercing pain. Memories flood through my head, then bring up the good. It feels just right until it makes things worse. I still don't know how to look at my life with your inescapable absence. For the longest time, grief hid your presence. Now you've broken through, and I know you live on. Temporary separation. We'll meet again soon. It won't be long. I carried you, I held you first. I wiped your tears and I kissed your cheek. And I willed you to stay. I held my hands out and picked you up. We walked, we talked, our hearts intertwined. And I willed you to stay. Mother love, it's mother love.
Um, so, very mindful here that father love is just as strong. Just as strong. Good father love, which I know is what I have 2 of them here. As a mom that again though, even in that, you know, Connor's will to make everybody okay still there.
Yep.
I just this album is it's a tribute not just because it's about him. It is him. Like I'm getting that in everything. You know, that this is soul cry kind of lyricism and singing and sorry and it's just he's so palpable in this. Like, it really is a tribute.
Hope so.
No, I mean, I never met him. I wasn't that blessed. But I feel like I'm getting to know him more with every song. That's a tribute. Um,
Hope so.
I'm so I'm so I'm so blown away by this. Like, I really he's shining through the whole thing, and in moments where the song, when mom was talking about, um just the thorns through the veins, and you can't push it away because it's mother love, and you know um and it just starts to feel like it's suffocating, that grief, and this is me, not living it, right? I'm not living it. I'm not there. I'm not you guys. And it's so much. And then there's this little wink in there, and that's Conner. And I just, that the fact that is the thing that is resonating with me most, as sad as this is remarkable, because that's him and that's you guys. And I just, what a special person Conner is.
Yeah.
Okay. So, comments, help me out here, honey. Holy crap. Let's see, where are we? How brave are these lyrics? I know we're going to have to change the name to 3 Brave, guys, because wow, that's definitely a theme. We love you too, Steven. Thank you so much. Yeah, Dennis, you don't know Steven, but you should. You guys should do a guitar collab at some point. Eric again saying, Barker saying, so very brave. Brutally honest lyrics. Yeah, absolutely. It is humanity. It's true. Yeah, and I think I saw someone say earlier that it transcends music. It was either Heather or it was Barker or both. But that's what music is, right? That's what it does. That's the whole thing. It's not just sounds. It's not just paint. It's not just a photograph. It's not, it's making emotion into tangible form. That's what music does. And boy, are you guys doing it tonight. Wow. And I have the feeling that the hardest one is coming, Craig, because I know we're at the title track now. And I'm sorry that I'm not being more articulate about your music. I really am. You guys know how I am. I'm just,
There
the
aren't
subtlety
really
of
words. So.
No, there's not. And the older you get and the more you experience, the more you realize that most of the time when it's most important, there's nothing to say. You just have to be with the person and be in it. And there's nothing, there's no right thing to say. There's no perfect thing. There's no thing that fixes it. So, Lord knows I'm not saying it, even if there were. But I just, yeah. Tracy just said something beautiful and I missed it. Honey, can you pull it back up? Subtlety? Honey? You looking for it? The hardest songs to do are the ones that need to be done. Yeah, it's true. That's the stuff that there aren't words for, right? So the music has to say it for us. So, okay. Talk to me about Stoneside.
Well, since I wrote that one, I guess I'll go ahead and take that one too. And I guess Dad'll do a wake once we get there.
You've been put on notice, Dennis. There you go. So think of something good to say now. You got a couple minutes.
So like I kind of said at the beginning when we started, Stoneside is a reflection of the way that I'm able to spend time with him now. It's a literal conversation between he and I. Basically, kind of the general topics of when I go and I stop and I talk to him Stoneside. And I remember I was just sitting one night and suddenly the lyrics just kind of popped in my head, and I had to go and I had to write them down right away so I didn't forget, because I have a brain injury.
Right.
And so I got those and I got them over to my dad, and everything just flowed from there. And so, yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
And this is your vocal.
Yes, I did actually sing on this one.
Okay. All right, guys. Stoneside title track from the EP, and this is out tomorrow, correct? Midnight? Yeah. So you guys will be able to listen.
I guess technically it would be tonight at midnight. Whenever.
Right. Yeah, I know. I know. I never know how to say that. So once it hits midnight, the next midnight you encounter is the good one for being able to listen to this. So I guess overseas it's already out probably. But yeah. So okay. Title track, Stoneside. Let's listen.
I haven't come by as often as I should. It's so hard to face now you're gone. I stop for our chats whenever I can. I'm trying hard to carry on. I'm one to hardly cry, but lately hit my knees at a standstill without you. My heart's in a freeze, wondering what the future might have held for you. The days have not been easy for me to get through. It's time to say goodbye for now. Every time it tears me up inside, I'll be back to talk to you again real soon at your stone side. Stone side. Hello again, I'm still missing you, son. Wanted to tell you we're doing well. It's real hard to fight now with you gone. Sometimes it feels like hell. I don't just miss your past, but the future you will miss. Your graduation, your first date, your very first kiss. You'll have more answers now than I ever could give you. With the veil lifted, watch over us and help us through. It's time to say goodbye for now. Every time it tears me up inside, I'll be back to talk to you again real soon at your stone side. Your stone side. Stone side. This life has been a con man with you a missing piece. I know it always hurt, but will the pain ever decrease? It's time to say goodbye for now. Every time it tears me up inside, I'll be back to talk to you again real soon at your stone side. It's time to say goodbye for now. Every time it tears me up inside, I'll be back to talk to you again real soon at your stone side. Stone side. Back to your stone side.
Hmm. I remember when you sent me the photo and said, we think this is going to be the cover. And I just the fact that it's we're getting this window into what it's like to just go through every day now, just to go through every day, and how I mean, you have other children to be here and present for, and you have other relationships to be here and present for. And I mean, we cannot talk about losing Conner and just talk about dad having lost Conner. It's also grandpa and uncle and grandma and mom and aunts and uncle. I know that, and siblings and it's just so many people, and I hear that in, it's time to say goodbye for now, for now. And
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of, that line about, I don't just miss your past, but your future, and graduation and first date and the first kiss and all of that. And it's another shade of that grief too, that it's not just what you had that you don't have, it's what you didn't get to have. Hi, Sweet Pea. How's my handsome bass player friend? Both of them. How are you? Hanging out with dad? At least there are no nostrils in the camera right now, because that would be terrible if there were nostrils, wouldn't it, guys? It would be the worst thing ever.
I'm gonna go get nostrils.
I love that he actually has nostrils and just wasn't going to stick them in the camera. We could use some nostrils right now. Love that nostrils is there's right now a small child on his way to say, "Hey, bring your nostrils for the camera," and we've done that. So there you go. That's part of what we're doing here tonight. Craig, I really I both can and can't imagine what you're. Where are the nostrils? Show me. Go ahead. Bring them on. Do it. Do the nostrils. This is your moment. There they are. And that's it, right? Kids always make it better. Yeah, I thank you for that song. Because it's there's so many things I'm not saying, especially with the peanut gallery around. But I just I don't know if you all understand what you've made here with this album. I don't know, because grief has you underwater, right? Like it's all surreal, and it doesn't necessarily everything, like, at least for me, it's like seeing the world through gauze. Like you're just not, you're there but you're not there, and you're present but you're not present, and whatever. And just as all of us outside of it here, but very much in this community that is embracing all of you, um you know what you've made here and how it's affecting all of us and how it's going to affect everybody who listens to it, and people who have had similar losses or dissimilar losses are going to find comfort and strength in this album. And I love that there's so much of Conner in all of it, you know. It reminds me of there's a poem or a book, it's referenced all the time. It's something that's read a lot at in eulogies and things like that. And I read it when I lost my grandma, um by Henry Scott Holland, and he talks about, how death is nothing at all. I've simply, gone into the next room. And it's a beautiful piece, if you don't know it. But he says something in there like, let my name be ever the household's, word that it always was. Let it be spoken without an effort, without the ghost of a shadow on it. And as I'm listening to these songs, I'm getting that, that there's that theme. And I don't think any of you sat down and wrote these lyrics together. I think these were all separate conversations that you were having with Conner. And the fact that there's so much similarity in them, even coming from a series of different relationships to him and everything, is such a testament to this child, and the love of this family. And that his name is in here without the ghost of a shadow on it is such a beautiful thing. This is not so long, guys. This is, we're not even at 14 months yet, a couple days from that, if I'm remembering right. And, it's still, that's in the lifespan of grief. That is it's so early. It's so new. And I don't know if you understand what you've made, but I think we all do, listening to it. So let's go to the chat. I want Dennis and Craig to hear some of what everybody else has to say about it instead of my just babbling at them. Yeah, see, Blind Shadow Vortex can hear your heart bleeding through these lyrics. Absolutely. Absolutely. Stephen has said this about each song so far, that it's the most powerful he's heard. So you keep one-upping yourselves, guys, with every track. And yeah, Barker says the guitar playing is so damn good. It really is. And that's a voice too. Instruments, when they're played the way you guys play them, are also a voice. So, Dennis's guitar is singing along on this one. Amazing. Bravo, 3 Bravo, says Freaky Things. The For Now is most profound. That was the thing that hit me too, because that's not a place you should ever have to leave without your child. So love the gritty honesty of Stoneside and expression through the subtle keening. Well said, KTO. Thank you for that. I think Craig is coming back. But yeah, you doing okay, Dennis? Because I know this is a lot. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're good here.
All right. I'm glad you're okay. So this will be, again, everywhere as of midnight. If it's midnight where you are, it's already there. And I really I want as many people to hear this EP as possible. Share it out. Play it loud through your neighborhood with the windows down. Do what you got to do, get the word out, because we've got a very special little boy that we're honoring with this one, and family. And I know this has been an intense one, guys. So thanks for hanging in, everybody. But we are at the last song that has been released. I know there was one that you guys held back for yourselves, and I think that was a good one. You were going to say?
Actually,
Oh.
so it will not premiere tonight with you guys, but
Okay.
we
It is
are
on
going
there?
to leave a message
Okay.
out to the public. My mom
Okay.
had a really good point when we were chatting as a family, that hearing it may actually help other people heal.
Yeah, I could see it. I was a little hoping to protect you guys, but if that's the reason that you've chosen to do it, it fits very well with the rest of the album that you've put out, just because you're doing that with all of these songs. So for those who don't know, then well, why don't you tell them, Craig, what Leave a Message is? I'm
Since
not
it's
going to go
not
through it.
being played tonight, I'll just kind of describe it. You guys
Yeah.
will be able to listen to it at midnight once it hits in your area. For the United States, I think everybody kind of is on 9 p.m. East or midnight Eastern. I think is the way Spotify works.
I think so too. Yeah.
But basically, we wrote some music and put it in the background, and then we opened up to all of the family. Similar to like when you leave a voice message, on somebody's phone, to leave a message for him. And so this is all the cousins, this is siblings, this is mom, dad, grandparents. It's everybody, to include everybody on Hannah's side of the family as well.
Mm.
And it was literally anybody who was feeling comfortable enough will get your recording and we'll include it.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful idea, and yeah, I'm gonna make sure I have a stiff glass of water before I don't drink, but I before I listen to that, I will hydrate well.
Thanks, Quint.
So I think so we're at Awake, the last song, and this one came out, and I heard it, and it leveled me. And two spots in particular. And I should tell you both that at least once a day, that song goes through my head. At least once a day, every day since I've heard it. And the two sections in particular that always come back to me are, it's about 239, 240 in. And I'm not spoiling anything because you guys have heard it, but I want you to listen for these when we were about to play it, because the lyrics are something like, awake just when I thought all was well, guess someone had other plans for me, do I have to go now, do I have to leave, those I love, they will miss me, they will grieve. And I heard Josh sing it, and I burst into tears, and I got goosebumps everywhere, and I had to stop the track and go back. And I heard it again, and I had to stop the track and go back, because it is from Conner's perspective. And you can hear a little boy saying that, and I know 14-year-olds don't feel like they're little, but they are. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to hang for the rest of the song. And then just about a minute later, the song will change, and I'm not going to ruin it for you if you haven't heard it, but the fact that this is the last song is so perfect, because it is the whole journey of the EP in one song, and it's Conner's voice, which we haven't heard yet. So I want you guys to really listen, because this one it's spectacular. So let us go right into it, and we can talk about it a little bit more from you guys when we come back. But as the audience side, I wanted to do my little preamble to that because this song has affected me so much, really literally every day since I've heard it. So let's play last song on the EP, Stoneside, Awake.
Awake. Nothing makes sense. There's much to learn. Teach me everything. Thoughts will form, not organized. More like a storm. Help me put them together. Have I been here before? Not exactly this. Why don't I remember more? Another life, or is this the first? I'll make the best of it with the rise of every morn. Feeling all standing secure, but heaven turns there's something more. When I reach, it slips away. I'll try again another day. Awake, making my way through life. So many choices in front of me. Things are falling into place. Getting the hang of it all while I start the race. Feeling all standing secure, but heaven turns there's something more. When I reach, it slips away. Don't try again another day. Awake. Just when I thought all was well, guess someone had other plans for me. Do I have to go now? Do I have to leave? Those I love, they will miss me. They will grieve.
Every time. I don't know how many times I've listened to that song, hundreds at this point, and every time that first section comes on, and I just that song is so beautiful. It's so it's so honest, and it puts me in a dream almost, of just this feeling of you know becoming aware of yourself and not knowing what's going on, and that's so scary on its own. And to feel lost and insecure, and to just sort of be trying to make sense of what's happening to you. And that even in that voice that you've given Conner back in this song, that his concern isn't even for himself, it's for all of you. Those I love, they will miss me, they will grieve. And I just, every time that but then did you guys catch it though? About 3.5 in, all of a sudden, just the song opens up, and it brightens. And Dennis, that solo between those two sections, that bridge that Conner crosses to get from lost and insecure to awake, and now I see life doesn't end, but now I'm free. I'll catch you when you fall. Like that, I'm going to watch over you and catch you when you fall. And that's everything that you've told us through this whole album, and your solo is that bridge that gets him there. And it's so, I think of you a lot because I know you're grieving twice. You're grieving for both your boys. And all of them really, but you know what I mean. And that moment when Conner realizes where he is and what's going on and what he knows now and what he understands, and the peace in that moment, it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. And it feels real to me. It feels true. And I know that, nobody knows anything but what we've lived and what we know. But I feel like if anybody could be conveying that to you guys, it's Conner, and Josh, I will forever be in awe of the fact that not only did he get through that song, but it is so beautifully sung. And to sing from Conner's perspective in Conner's voice, I cannot even imagine. But it all was so authentic, and it was just, I just love you guys so much, and I'm so grateful for the fact that you've made this music and shared it with us, and let us into this thing that can be so intensely personal that people don't want anybody else in it, and how remarkable this little boy is so clear, and how loved. So I'm not going to pick favorites, but that song will always stay with me, always. It's just yeah, it's I think that's the one he wrote, so let's
We're
go
just
to
the instruments on that one.
That's it. I feel it too. I do. And I'm going to have to pick my tissue up off the floor because it's the only one I have.
I told you a box, Christina.
I know. And my husband, he had one job, right, Gio? One job and no tissues. I am tissueless. Just sitting over here leaking like a faucet, but you cannot get me tissues and do the chat. So did you guys, since I didn't let you say anything about it, thank you, before we started playing it, was there anything that you wanted to say? Oh, that's Dad. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, when you lose somebody that you love, Um, I think so many humans try to have a spiritual side, and we want to understand, not only our life and its purpose, and why are we here? What's this life all about? I wanted to just kind of approach it that way of, at each phase of our life, we're waking up to, because we become more aware at each phase. And I hope that the lyrics I wrote for that song were coming from Conner and not from me, because it was kind of hard to let the words, it was kind of hard to put them down, because if I am really speaking for Conner, I wanted to make sure I got it right,
You did. Oh, Dennis, you did. No, I because it is, again, I get this such a strong sense of him, especially from this one. And from everything that you guys have told me about Conner and who he is this is, I think yeah. I just I yeah. I think you did. I think you did. I think you were transcribing more than writing. And I think that you know, I think that one of the things that's most beautiful about that track is that irrespective of your belief system, there is hope in it that is not tied to anything in particular, and it also isn't simple hope. I think people like to give simple hope to people who are in complex grief, because a lot of people don't like sitting with other people in their discomfort. They want it to be better for the other person, and they want it to be better for them, because you want to fix a thing, you want to say the thing and make it better, and then you can go on with your day and not think about the fact that the other person is never going to have the same kind of day ever again. And I think that it's very easy to get stopped at that phase where it is all just black and dark, and and when you have a light as bright as Conner obviously has always had, that changes the landscape, right? And
That's right.
he's chasing away a lot of that shadow, and that is an epic battle that I hear in every single one of these tracks, that Conner is wrestling everyone's grief and besting it. And I just, if that isn't everything that we have learned about him, then we haven't been listening to the same album, because that's, I just get such a, I keep saying it, but it's true. It's not a given when you have an album that's a tribute to someone that you are going to walk away from that album feeling like the person. You may walk away feeling like you understand more about the grief of the loss of the person, but he's all over this album.
Yeah.
And that's the most beautiful thing about it, is that this is someone who is so strong and so strongly with all of you, that he's woven into the DNA of everything about all of these songs.
Yes.
And that is, I don't have a word for that. I just have a lot of tears, and I wish I could hug the crap out of all of you right now. But did we go to the chat? I don't even know. We didn't, right? I'm like, okay, let's go see what the chat has to say. KTO says, thank you, 3 Bravo. I will listen a little harder and slow down tonight when my boy comes home.
Thank you.
Yeah. Gio, hi, sweetheart. Passion throughout this song is tangible. And Gio said something earlier about, as a parent to a boy, he's learning things that he didn't know before he heard this. So I'm paraphrasing badly, but Joey says, amazing work, amazing courage, amazing feel, just amazing. Three Bravo family. Thank you for sharing this with us. Absolutely. Drew, Drunk and Lonely, you guys have created something truly special. It's true. I think years from now, it's going to sneak up on you. Yeah, he doesn't have to speak on camera about this one. He's soggy, the emotional connection, especially after knowing the story. He feels honored that you let us in, not only to hear it, but to feel it. Yeah, very well said. Very well said. Sorry, Heather. We gave Heather a headache. Drink some water. We all have to hydrate. We've all been cutting onions over here. From crying. We figured, yeah, don't worry about it, Heather. Yeah, we got it. And Steven says, thank you. I don't know what else to say, but love you. No, sometimes that's the best you can say. Dennis is sending the heart. So yeah, good point. It would be hard to find a more emotionally pure album. I agree. Blind Shadow Vortex, this has been a beautiful tribute, both the music and the interview. Thank you all for doing this. And Richie says, probably the most amazing tribute I have ever experienced. So much love and respect for you guys. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Joey. Yeah, I did not think tonight was going to be easy. I knew it was going to be sad. I was not expecting to come away from it feeling so, what is the word? I don't have a word. I just keep getting an image of Conner and light. And he's shining through this whole thing. And that is the part I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting his power and his strength and all of that to be so palpable in this. And it makes it, in its way, a little bit more of a joyous album. And it's not joyous at all. You know what I'm saying? But there is to have made the person who made, and to have known and loved and lived with someone who can touch people through you who never met any of you. I don't think that you could have gifted us with Conner any better than you have. And knowing you guys has changed me, and this album, and I think of you all the time. And I don't bother you, Craig, because I don't want to be that person, but I think of you guys all the time. And I think everyone who has kids, whether they're home or flown, as they say, is gonna love them harder because of you guys. And I think that that's something that will only make everyone better, I'm gobsmacked by this, and I want to go and I want to listen to it quietly on my own, in a couple of hours, and really sit with him, but it's funny, as I keep getting messages. People send me messages while I'm on air, like I'm going to be able to, and I keep just out of the corner of my eye seeing people saying, like, I feel like I know this little boy. I feel like I met Conner tonight. And that's a tribute. So
Really cool.
Yeah. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to say about the album? Anything else people need to know? Anything you wanted to say at all?
The one thing that I will say, when it comes to the songs 1 through 7, from You Are Eternal through Awake, I picked the order that I did on purpose.
Yeah.
Because you have a little bit more of a roller coaster in the way that it's presented.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do definitely recommend that if you want to listen to it straight through the way that it was supposed to be, because then you'll kind of feel a little bit more of that connection of what it kind of is like, where you have like, because you're going to go from the, why'd you go away, even though
Yeah.
you're eternal, why are you gone? Straight into
Yeah.
look at how beautiful his life is. And then,
Right.
now you're watching over me. And it just kind of does, even with the music, it's going up and down,
Yes.
up and down, more intense, less intense, more beautiful, more grungy and dirty. And so it kind of is a testament to the, I guess, mood swings, whatever you want to call it, that you
Yeah.
go through the whole
Yeah.
grieving process.
Oh, I'm so glad that you said that, because it's not a concept album, but it's an emotional concept album, right? In that way, that there's this, I mean, it starts out so raw, and then we have that, that lighter moment of just thinking of life rather than loss. And it definitely, and I feel exhausted, um but in a way that is very necessary. It's, I feel like we've been given this microcosm of what you've all been living through for the last 14 months, and it's part of why I knew what this album was going, or some I had an inkling of what this album was going to do from Awake, because the song itself does that, and then so really what Craig is saying, very important. Listen to this as it was intended to be listened to. Listen to it in the order. It's not random. Um and it does, it gives you those moments of breath too, which I think are important, because you got to keep breathing. You got to get through. Dennis, did you have anything else that you want to say about it?
Christina, I just want to thank you for really getting it.
That's you guys.
The way you've explained it, the way that you've articulated every little thing about each song and the album overall, you've actually taught me some things I didn't know were there. And so thank you. Just absolutely 100% thank you.
Oh no, that I'm gonna toss that right back. That is the four of you. I think you actually have four Bravo. I think you do. I think
Yeah.
Connor's in there now. Perpetual band member.
Yep.
No, everything about all of this is just, it radiates all of that emotion. That has nothing to do with me. I'm just reflecting back what you guys have created and given us. So I appreciate that. But that has nothing to, that's all of you. So well, we made it. We did it. It's out in the world. It is officially out for everybody in a couple of hours. Guys, please, as you go back and you listen on your own, um reach out and let Craig and Dennis and Josh know how it's affecting you and impacting you and what you think, because um I think one of the most tricky things about grief is that a lot of times people feel like they can't talk about the person that's been lost because they don't want to make the people who lost them sad. And I mean, we could tell you right now, job's already done there. Like, you're not going to make Craig or Dennis or Josh or Vicky or anyone in the family remember that this happened just by mentioning it. If anything, I think, and I actually, this is very presumptuous of me. I should not be speaking for you guys, but if it's true that,
Here it is.
okay, all right. I'm
Mhm.
sorry that I should have checked that for. I feel so appendaged to what you guys have expressed that I was speaking for you and I shouldn't have been. But I think and being very close to people who have lost children, one of the worst things is having people be afraid to say their name. Don't do that. Connor's here.
Right.
He's always here. He will always be here. He's always top of mind.
Yes.
And remembering him and talking about him and keeping him in the conversation is never going to hurt. So don't
Right.
let fear of grief create a silence that's lonelier than the conversation about it would be.
So well said.
Thank you. So let them know, guys. If ever giving feedback on an album was important, it's this one, right? So, Gio had a question I kind of did, whether the 7 songs were meant to match the 7 stages of grief, or was this a gift from Conner we see as an accident?
This is
I
another.
wasn't even thinking.
I
That
was
just
going to
sounded
say
good
that
to me.
another thing that's being revealed to us by the people who listen, because that didn't occur to us. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. You definitely had an uncredited lyricist on this one. I'm not being glib when I say that. To have Conner be so present in this is that's very much I think his choice, you know. Guys, I really I love you guys. I love you so much. I again, I wish that there were a way to fix all of it. I would trade the album for that. I know you would too. But that you've taken your grief and alchemized it into something that has touched everybody and will keep touching people as they listen. Is just it's I can't say enough about it. You literally could all be doing whatever the hell you wanted to be doing with every day right now, and everyone would be like, "That's completely fine." You know, that is 100% fine. If you want to dress up like a dinosaur and run through Times Square screaming at people, while waving around a giant block of cheese, people would be like, "Yeah, you know what? That's one of the stages of grief." I
Who
remember
told you
reading
my
about that.
weekend plans?
There you go. Well, I was gonna meet you there as a surprise, but now I've blown it. But yeah, I had my cheese wheel ready to go and everything. But really, I mean, I think Conner has made it very plain, and probably in ways that we don't even know about, that you guys do, that this is what you're all still meant to be doing. And as much as this community can support you, and your excellent music, again, I want to make that very clear. There's no pity party here in terms of why everybody's going to want to listen to this, but thank you for tonight. Really, thank you for this album, and thank you for the honor of getting to introduce everybody to Conner with it. Yeah.
Thank you too. And thanks everybody that came to listen.
Yeah. Give Josh a hug for me, please. Tell him I said hello. Okay, guys, make sure it's everywhere, right? When it's out, all the platforms, it's okay. Yeah.
As far as I know, it's A through Z. I mean, I
Okay.
can't tell you how many the distribution network has, but yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
All
If
right,
you've got
great.
it, they probably
So,
have it.
guys, please share it, please, for me. Please get the word out on this one. You know, Conner has a lot to say, so let's let as many people hear it as possible. So, Dennis, Craig, Vicky, if you're still there, many children in the background. Much love to you guys. You always know where I am. If there's anything I can do, even if it's just listen or stick a knee up or whatever. Thank you again for this. Thank you to everybody who watched tonight and cried with us. And thank you to everybody who's going to go out and share this and listen to it. As they say, that's another show in the books. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you.
Much love.
You guys.